Hey everybody, this is John from Purple Sorcerer Games, and this is my third quick hit video. And in this one, we will be discussing the Sorcerer's Grimoire DC Spellbook utility. It is a utility designed to create a spellbook where you can either have it randomly created, or you can choose the spells, and then all of your spells will be contained on a single sheet. So you can print them out and have them before you in a game session, and it will really speed up play for you. If I remember correctly, this was actually like 2 or 3 years ago when we did one of our free tools fundraisers. This was the number one item that people wanted to see, and this was actually that's when I it helped me purchase. I think when I purchased the iPad Air, and this entire utility was coded and created using that because it was a real tough time physically. So thanks everybody. I really appreciate it. So using the utility, you just are able to choose your class, either a wizard, an elf, or a cleric. And Harley Stroh actually mentioned recently that he didn't know that you could create cleric spells, and that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to create these quick videos to talk about all the features that were available on the utility. But you choose your class and then your level, and then you can either have the spells created randomly, or you can go in and choose them yourselves. So we'll show an example here. If I click on continue, then on the options, I chose for it to create a cover sheet. And when you put in your name, and I had chosen the excellent wizard name of the Happy Caster, then it'll add a Grimoire. So we have the Happy Caster's Grimoire. And then it will include each spell on a single sheet. And obviously, with some of the bigger, especially when you get to the higher level spells, say like Invisible Companion here, when it has a lot of text, then clearly the text is going to get a little bit small. But that's just the price we pay to have them on an individual sheet. And that was basically the whole point of the creating utility, to have them on. But even on the longest and longest spells, it is still basically readable. And most of them of the spells aren't particularly huge. Now I have like an algorithm that goes through and it figures out how much text there is, and then it adjusts the text size and the space between the lines, and gradually over time I've gone and I've actually gone through individually by hand and figured out for each spell, what settings to use so it uses as much space as possible so that it fits perfectly. But that takes a while. But slowly but surely I will get there, and that they'll all be perfectly sized. Now, if you do see very occasionally, and I'm not, I thought I had them all checked, but I've seen some that like run over a little bit. And if you ever see something like that, let me know so I can fix it. Now, rather than having it create things randomly for you, and also it creates your mercurial magic, and we'll get to that in just a second, you can have it so you'll be able to go in and select your spells. And so let's turn off the patron here and turn off the cover page. And so then when you click for select spells, then it figures out what spells you'll need for each level, and then you just go and choose them. Now, I've been too lazy to code it so that it'll detect if you repeat a spell. So you can quite happily just repeat the same spell multiple times, but I guess that's on you. Don't do that, and then it'll all work out well. For Mercurial Magic, you can also have, so rather than having it rolled up randomly, you're able to go in to select them. And really quickly, there's, as far as the Mercurial Magic, you can also use, now I never know how to pronounce this. It's Emerical. I just have read it for years and years and years. But this is another Terry Olson special where he's created a method where it makes it less likely for you to roll in the middle of the range and get that no Mercurial Magic result. And it kind of pushes the results to either end, either high or low. And so it makes it so you get some rather more extreme Mercurial Magic, which might be fun. But if you go to select Mercurial Magic, and then we click on continue, now you not only choose the spell, but you're able to roll up and then choose specifically the Mercurial Magic for each spell. So you can do it by hand, and I know some people like to do it that way. And then the last choice is that you can turn off Mercurial Magic altogether. Then you can set your wizard or elf's intelligence, or your cleric's perception, or yeah, personality, perception. My mind's gone totally blank. Okay, but then you choose that, and that will affect like the maximum level spells and such, and then also with luck, and that will affect the Mercurial Magic modifier. And last but not least, you're able to choose a patron option. Now we have all of the major patrons from the DCC rulebook, and also patrons from some of our Purple Sorcerer Games adventures. I'll probably add some additional ones in the future, but it's lots of work. I had someone help me in the past, kind of preparing them, but then there was questions on which ones I should add. So I'll likely add some more in the future, and I apologize for not having more of the patrons available. But if you do select a patron, it'll automatically add the patron bond and invoke patron spells to your spell sheet, so you don't have to worry about adding those by hand. I believe that's all the features for the Sorcerer's Grimoire. As I add new features, like on the other things, I have a What's New that'll show you the stuff that's been added. But I so appreciate everyone's support, and I'm thrilled, and I've heard a lot back recently. And again, as I mentioned, how more people are running higher level adventures, and this is especially helpful, I think, if you're going to be creating a stack of spellcasters for like a con that are higher level. This will really save you time. And again, I'm thrilled that people are finding a great use for it, and I hope they continue enjoying it into the future. So take care, everybody.